Honestly, Randy, that was good ass bonding time with my son and just introducing him into everything. It was dope. It was really dope.
You think he wants to be a performer? A lot
of my friends' kids and shit were tuning in. That shit was dope, man.
You think he wants to be a performer?
Yeah, he has it in him. But it was just fun. It was just something I tried, and he was like, "Yo, can I do it with you?" I was like, "Yeah." You know, that was dope, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess in my head, it's more entertaining for me to entertain adults because, I feel like the kind of shit kids laugh at is corny.
Mm-hmm. But it's fun to find those things. It's fun to find
It's probably why I'm not a parent.
Yeah.
I don't have that warm. I don't have that warm fuzzy feeling about it.
Yeah. You don't care. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and then at the same time, it doesn't have to all be funny. It could just be entertaining. You know what I mean? It's kind of dope. You know,
I see that.
Gotta look at it like that too. But if you're not into it, you're not into it. You're like, man, I don't give a fuck about this. But it's not for everybody. I didn't know I was into it. It was just like hey man, why don't I try this and see what the fuck it feels like?
Yeah.
Cool.
I want to just kick it off. All right, guys, we are back. Welcome back to the Very Simple Podcast, episode 305. Corey Rodrigues. We're already into the middle of it, talking about doing kids shows. Dude, I like I said, I don't have that interest innately, but I would do it if the money's right. But I don't know. I wouldn't know how to make entertainment for kids. How do you figure out what's appropriate for a kid? I would.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it allows you. I think it was easier. I mean, I don't know. I've told this story before, but I think I came up with the whole thing originally during the COVID, during the height of COVID, man. It was like everybody was upset. They were stuck in the house. And it was just like my friends were just complaining about their kids and complaining about, just like everybody being on top of each other.
Yeah.
It was so aggravating. So I was like, man, it would be a nice pressure release just to just go in and do some funny, just to keep my chops up, read some kids' books, do some jokes, some Reading Rainbow meets Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader type of shit. Go in, do some trivia and shit. So I was just doing that stuff on Facebook, and my own son was watching in the house upstairs because he was only 5 at the time. So he was watching it.
Yeah.
And he was loving it. And then he just one day was like, can I do it with you? I was like, yeah.
To be fair, it's a huge market.
Huge market.
Yeah, and that's what I don't get. How do you even get into it? How did what's his name from Reading Rainbow become the Reading Rainbow guy?
I don't know how he did it, but I know the market is so big that they reach out to a lot of stars and celebrities and stuff to be a part of that, and a lot of them do that. It's kind of right up many celebrities that you think of that you probably really have done things with the children's market, have come through it.
Yeah, well, lately, I don't a lot of them do children's books and shit like that. They get some of these books sell millions of units, man. I don't even know half this shit, but it's out there.
Some of them have done the shows. Like Morgan Freeman comes from a kids show.
Oh no,
he comes from a PBS kids show, bro.
No shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So it's there's a lot of that, man. Cosby was as well. I mean, I don't want to go down the Cosby hole. There we go. But it's like Cosby does, Morgan does. It's many people who have come through that, and that it's a market, man. I mean, kids entertainment, that shit is money, bro. Just being able to do a show. Sometimes I'll do shows, and being able to do a show where the whole family watches is fucking unbelievable, because now you open yourself up ridiculously to a whole nother thing. I mean, I could be as gutter as anybody, right?
Oh, of course.
But at the same time, I cannot be.
But that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't know how to entertain a child for more than a certain period of time. I mean, short of taking them to go do some shit. I don't know how to sit there and make a kid laugh. I don't know what appeals to children.
Well, I think silly. I think some kids it's silly. Some kids it's true. I mean, what appeals to children. You were one.
Yeah, man, but that was a long time ago. I'm an old fuck.
Yeah, but you were one. You know when you watch shows and shit, you were like, yo, this show right here, this used to be my shit. You know what it appeals to. You know what little silly shows and shit. Like, yo, I used to fucking love Mr. Rogers, man. Like, or Channel
Mr.
2
Rogers,
and all that.
see, there's a guy right there. Like, that guy, for whatever reason, was just like, he connected with children. And there's something a little creepy about that. You know, like if you're too good at making kids content, it gets a little fucking weird. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I guess you could say that if that's the angle you wanted to put on it. But because there's so much sinister shit that happens in the world. But if the person is not, and they don't end up being that, and they're not found out to be that, and they're not that, then it's great. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're not going to have only kids entertaining kids. Most of the shit you've ever enjoyed as a kid was adult generated that you've watched. You know what I'm saying? It's not all kids that you were just like, oh man, this is the best show because the kids did it. You know?
It's true. There was a period there where they started bringing them kids, and Disney got big on that with all them kids shows where they had those little teen stars and shit, and then the preteen stars.
Yep. And that shit blew things up. That blew stuff up from there. But yeah, man, I don't know. I really don't know. I just know that being silly, telling jokes, like allowing kids to make up jokes, just allowing kids to be themselves and have some freedom, is what I, from my own kids, that's what I notice is a big deal. Like, it's just like allowing them to be who they are without the rules of like, no, that's stupid. No, that's, so we're so quick to be like, no, that's dumb. No, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like a dry ass adult will be like, that doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. Make it make sense. But sometimes just let them fucking be creative, bro. Just let them say what they want to say. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but they'll get there. My son makes up jokes. Like, he knows the format now to make up jokes. Like, he'll make up jokes. They don't all fucking...
They don't all hit, man. He's not turning out A material every 5 minutes.
No, man. But it's like, hey, man, I still just kind of, I'm like, hey, just... You got the format down. I'm like, I get it. I get it. Why is that funny? And he'll break it down. I'm like, all right, well, from that angle... Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's not necessarily funny, but I don't always tell him it's not, because then he tries harder,
Yeah, so, obviously you don't want to cut your kids' legs out from under him.
Fuck no.
Bro, have you seen, speaking of kids shows that are popular, I've only seen like a few clips of it, like just a couple clips of different episodes, but there's like a super popular show that's been running in Japan for like fucking 30 years that they're putting on Netflix now, where they have little kids, like, 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds go out and do like adult errands all by themselves.
I haven't seen that yet. No,
dude, and it's been running for like 30 or 40 years in Japan. It's like the most. It's like their America's Funniest Home Videos, but it's like the best area. Like, it's number one in its time slot for the last X amount of decades.
Oh, I gotta check it out. That sounds funny.
But but like some people were freaked out about it. Of course, you go to the fucking internet. Like, how, isn't that child abuse? It's neglect. How can you let your kid go out in the street and, try and go to the fish market? And it's like, well, first of all, obviously there's a production crew.
Yeah.
If they're filming the kid, there's adults around.
I think that at every show that I watch, even when the people are like about to die, they're like, "This is on next week's episode. They almost die." It's like someone's recording. Like, there's a whole crew. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they sign. I mean, they suck you in. They get stupid people in, but like they sign a waiver. But it's like, some of those people are fucking each other. Like, they're cool. Like, it's not like, you know what I mean? When the cameras go off, they're all getting drinks. It's not just like, oh, it's over. Yeah. Motherfuckers are having fun.
But also, like, I was thinking back to, like, when I was 7 or 8 years old, like, my parents would send me to the store to go get milk and cigarettes or whatever. And they would sell me milk and cigarettes, and I'd walk back to the store. It wasn't like a big deal. So it's weird that, like, now a show that's like really cute and sweet, where you see little kids like try and figure out how to do adult things, how that's like so controversial. When why can't you send your kid to the store? You know what I'm saying? Like, I went all the fucking time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that shit, I don't know. That shit has changed up in the world. I mean, I think, it's just changed up, man. The whole perspective has changed up.
Do you let your kids out? How old are your kids now?
7 and 4.
All right, so they're still young. But like,
man, even my son likes to run it like he wants to go get the mail. It's right around the corner. But man, I mean, I don't know. I'm not.
Like, how old would he have to be before you let him go to the park by himself?
Oh, shit. To the park by himself? Like,
because think about it, man. I'm sure you and I went to the park by ourselves all the time.
Bro, I was out. I was doing so much shit by myself at a certain point.
Yeah.
But like out and about and whatever.
How old would you let him ride his bike out to his friends, whatever, a few miles out, and they're going to go and do whatever they're going to do? He'll be back. You know, he'll be back for dinner. He'll be back when the street lights are on. What's that age? What's that age in 2022?
Hey man, 12 or 13. 13.
He's got some hair on his balls.
12. Yeah. 12 or something like that. I mean, I think it would just in all seriousness, it depends on the responsibility of the kid, the size of the kid, the mindset of the kid.
Yo, if he's ugly, silly, it's probably, you know, he's probably safer out there.
Nah. I'm saying if his mindset is too childlike, if his mindset is too silly and not very aware of his surroundings and not very responsible, even as a little dude, then I would not be sending him out. I don't care what age that was until he's much older. Yeah. But if he's kind of got his shit together, knows what's up, you know, that could be a 10, 11, 12 type thing. Because 10 years old is fifth grade. I mean, I was doing everything at 10.
Yeah.
You know, my son's 7 now, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, man. I just gotta feel that out. I think that's a bridge you cross when you get there. I can't set an age on it because I don't think it would be fair. It's kind
of ironic though too if you think about it. Like, you know, I think, you know, statistically, I think the world, you know, overall is a little bit safer, but we feel more concerned. Sure. So you're worried about having your kid out there, but then at the same time, everyone has a cell phone, right? So you can give your 12-year-old a cell phone and be in touch with him all the while he's gone and track him right through the cell phone. Whereas when we were 12 years old, we just left the house. We were gone until we turned back up. Like, I mean, there was no way to track down a kid. You got to go to the park, look for him, look at his friend's house, see if you saw his bike laying out in the grass somewhere. Like, so it's weird that we have a better sense of where the kids are and less security around where they are and what they're doing. You know,
100%. I mean, that's a valid point. I mean, but at the same time, the world has evolved so much that it has infected our brains to the point where not only are we safer, we're made to feel like it's a little less safe. You have to really dissect numbers and statistics to be like, we're way safer than we used to be. There's way more cameras in the world. If someone takes your kid, it's probably going to get picked up on the Ring camera, all these things. But the fact is, we've been made more aware that these things are happening like all around you, and it's too prevalent. And so it almost makes it feel less safe, even though we are more safe.
Dude, think about that.
It's a whole mind fuck.
We were surrounded by sex predators and didn't even know it back in the day.
No idea. They didn't have to report or anything.
Yeah, we were just surrounded by sex predators. It was fucking. We were in a Shark Tank running around up there.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, but that's wild, fucking sick. Yeah, that's no joke. Yeah, you know what I mean?
It can't be that more people are doing it now. I think it's like I don't think being like a predator is like something that's like a virus that spreads over time. Like a certain amount of people are devious in that way or sinister in that way, and that percentage is roughly going to be the same at any given time. But now we're way more aware of them. Back in the day, bro, we had no beat on them. I mean, they were just all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that it wouldn't be.
And they had no cameras to worry about back then.
Huh?
And then they had no cameras to worry about back then. At a certain point, there was DNA. Like you would think it would be easier to be a sex predator back in the day.
Yeah, but also you would think that it wasn't. You would also think that it would be like, okay, you would think like maybe everything's way less. But then with the sex trafficking and the abductions and shit like that, those are up. You know, so it's like,
man, that is one thing.
That's big business, bro.
Yeah, that is one thing that I feel like didn't exist back in 20, 30 years ago. I mean, I'm sure there was human trafficking, but not on the scale it is right now. And like you said, like trading in people is big business. Selling, young girls, boys, here and there, whatever. Like that's fucking
big business. Yeah, and then you hear about it all the time. There's tons of movies about it. There's people connecting about it that do it on the internet. That are all collaborating, giving best strategies and shit. So it's almost like when you combine all that, it filters your brain. And when you're a parent, you start thinking about those things a little bit differently. And it's almost like, I think as you get older, or when you have kids, as you're a parent, I just think that as we have evolved as people and as parents, some of us have become more fucking have become softer. as parents, but also I think that we've become wiser, and we've also become like we gave more fucks. You know what I'm saying? Where it's almost like, yeah, you had more freedom then, but then you almost felt like you like you weren't loved you felt like you weren't loved as much then as well. It's like now it's like, you know, like even I have conversations with a lot of my friends who have kids, anybody who has kids around my kids' age or whatever, just raising kids now is different because now, you know, I have sons, man. Like I kiss my boys, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'll hug them, kiss them, let them know I love them or whatever. I didn't grow up with that shit. You know, I grew up with my grandfather. Yeah. My grandfather was on some like, you know, like he would never say I love you. It's like, you know, I love you because you have a roof over your head. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, that's cool. Like it was no hugs. Yeah. It was no like, it just wasn't like that. It was almost like I knew there was love there. And I'm not saying like I was so, searching for love. I knew they loved me, but the basis on which I knew they loved me was much different.
Of course.
It wasn't it just was it was a different playing field.
Yeah, it was the same with me.
It's changed.
It was the same with me. Yeah. And it's also like, it's almost as if to the price of having some of that freedom in your childhood, which allows you to explore, which we both enjoyed, came at the cost of, well, at least you get like some more emotional attachment with the adult figures in your life who aren't just like disciplinarians and authoritarians, who actually like, sort of, give you a little more affection to show you how to be an adult instead of just tell you how to be an adult. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Randy. Exactly. And then on top of that, you feel like my kids, we have a conversation. Like if they're doing something wrong, or if I'm having, let's say you're over the house and we're chilling and we're talking about something, reckless that kids probably shouldn't hear. Yeah. Well, if that was me growing up, they'd be like, get out of the room. Grown folks are talking. Get out of the room. Get your ass out of the room. Yeah. Right. But now it's almost like, hey, be quiet, man. My son's in the room, man. We'll talk about it later. And then it's almost like, or if they do something wrong, it's almost like, we're going to have a conversation about it. I'm not saying every time they do something, it's like, all right, here goes the lecture. But I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is like, they get an explanation. They're not getting because I said so all the time. Yeah, it is. Why do I have to do this? Because I said so. Get the fuck out of my face. They're not getting that. Like now, when you're raising kids now, it's like, well, how come I did that? Well, here's why. The reasons why this can be bad for you is, Do you have any idea, Corey? All I ever wanted as a kid was an explanation. Bro, because I was a little more clever than most kids, and I would never understand why adults would do something. They just say, because I said so. I'm like, that's not a good reason. You know what I'm saying? I eat because I'm hungry. That's a good reason. Yeah. You have to give me a reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I said so is not a reason.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. I was the same way, bro. I was the same way.
And I try and flip it on them sometimes. They'd ask me, why'd you do that? Because I felt like it. It's like, what kind of excuse is that? It's like, well, what kind of excuse? I said so. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You give me some stupid answer, I'll give you another one back.
Yeah. I was the same type of little dude, man. Like I always wanted to know kind of like, if you're talking to me, let me know what's up, man. We having a cup. Like, let me know. Don't just always just like make me do stuff because I'm supposed to do it. Kind of give me some kind of
just give me a good reason. Like I said, cleaning your room, whatever. I don't want it. It's like, yeah, but you like having a clean room, right? Like, all right, yeah, that makes something. Any small reason.
I would get some of that. I don't want to like just shit on my grandma. I would get some of that.
No, my mom was good at that. My mom would always. She learned that about me early. She'd sit me down and explain why, and then I would like, all right, I get it. That's why I shouldn't have done that, or I should do this, or I should think about doing this a different way. The reason my father never gave me shit. Sit down, shut up. That was my dad. Sit down, shut up.
Oh yeah,
all the time, man.
I had to stay out of when I was growing up, I had to stay out of, like, if my grandfather was home, he's working so much, but if he was home chilling, I kind of had to stay out of eyesight. You know what I mean? Like if I was in eyesight and there wasn't company around where everybody was chilling, if I was in eyesight, there was some shit that needed to be done. Hey, won't you go over there and take it? I'm like, oh shit. So you just learn to stay out of eyesight.
He's like a foreman on a construction site. He sees you leaning on something. Like, motherfucker. There's something what you could be doing around here.
Yeah, man. Bro, you had to stay hidden, man. I stay hidden. As long as I'm hidden, as long as I'm just out of sight, nothing. But if he sees me, he's like, hey, because there's always something that, and when you're in a house, there is something that always could be done.
Of course.
When you're a kid, you don't always want to fucking do it.
Well, when you're dude, think about it. If there's 3 little kids running around the house, all right, you, your brother, sister, some shit's going to be broken. Something's going to be needing cleaning. You know, like that. When you have that many people living like that, bro, you know, especially kids, there's always some shit fucked up. You know, like,
you clean the bathroom yet? Go in there and wash the tub down. Oh, go wash the kitchen floor. Take the trash out. Bring the barrels in. God damn. Go in there and clean that grease out that pan in there. Change the grease over that's in there, that old fried meat grease. Go switch that over. Go do the laundry. Switch the laundry over. Change that. Bring the other one back in. We need to wash out the refrigerator. The refrigerator's dirty again. I used to hate these fucking Go wash that refrigerator out.
I know. What I couldn't believe, what I always like stuck with me, and I get it now as an adult, I couldn't believe how tired adults always were.
Yeah.
You know, like I always liked a nap. You know what I'm saying? I never had a problem sleeping as a kid or as an adult. But like I just remember my father was always fucking tired, man. All he was ever talking about was, you know, be quiet. I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to like whenever he's get off work or whatever. Just fucking tired, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't have kids, so I can imagine how much more tired they make you. Yeah. But bro, man, you know, I'm about to be 39 next week. I'm fucking every day. I could use a nap.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. It'll kick into you. The shit will catch up to you. You know, for sure. I can rally with the best of them, but when my body's ready to shut down, my body's like, let's go. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. So but they also had real jobs back then too. Like you come from a family of barbers, right? They're on their feet all day cutting hair. You know, my dad was a janitor. He's pushing a broom and fucking riding a high-low and power washing decks and shit. Like, you know, they had like real jobs where they did something. Not sitting at a desk.
Yeah, all day.
You know,
all day.
Sitting at a desk just tapping keys.
Yeah. My grandfather would do that all day, then go to church and go to like choir rehearsal after work.
Oh, you had a big church family?
Yeah.
What denomination?
Baptist.
Baptist. All right.
Yeah.
Is that the Fun Church?
Yeah, well, I think there's a few branches that are Fun Church, considered Fun Church.
I'm saying, but you go to like the fucking the Sister Act Church. They fucking had the dope choir. Then they had the big
that's what I'm saying.
They had the
there's
big
a
meal
few
the
branches that are like that though. I think Baptist, Protestant, Episcopal.
But did you go to the cool church?
Yeah. I was Baptist, bro. I grew up in church, man. Every Sunday, bro. Right. Sunday school, Easter poems, all kinds of shit. Everything, man. Yeah, hell yeah. I grew up when it's fashionable, man. You got to go get your Easter Sunday clothes, player. We got new clothes every Easter, dog. Got to wear your pink or your white, man. You know what I mean? Like, hey, come on, let's get it, baby. Hell yeah, man. That's how I grew up, man.
I will say, anytime the black community goes out anywhere, they dress to impress. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like it's weird. Like it's not weird, but like when black people go out at night, it's like the opposite of the way white women go to the airport. You know, like they go in their pajamas and shit with house slippers on and that stupid ring neck. But when black people go out at night, I mean, they're wearing the best, the newest shit they got. In fact, I would venture to guess they go out at night and they put an outfit on. That's the first time they wore that outfit.
I think some, man. I think it depends on where you're from. I think it depends on how you come up, man. I think it really depends on where you come up. You know, if your value is all in your gear, then yeah. But there's a lot of people whose value isn't their clothes. So it always depends on where you're getting to show your worth. You know what I'm saying? Like if you live in a shitty area but you have nice clothes or a nice car, you want to show that shit off. But if you live in a nicer area and you have nice things, it's not always the forefront of what you're gonna show, because you don't need to show. You buying everybody rounds at the bar looking however the fuck you look. Yeah. Just like the white dude with the turned over sneakers next to you. You don't give a fuck. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on where your mindset is and kind of how you come up.
Yeah, it's white people are like shamed of money in some ways.
Yeah, it depends on your class.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Some white people are ashamed of how much money they have.
Yeah, well, they're ashamed, or they also
they don't want anyone else knowing that. Well, I guess it's just secretive, you know.
Yeah, well, they don't have to show. They could show it differently. They could show it in wearing clothes that are all torn up, or like something that can be expensive but not flashy.
Yeah, there's an interesting thought. Like, how much money do you have to have before you start having to hide it? You know, like, well, like
that's a good question, Randy, because here's what I would say. I wouldn't say you have to have so much money to hide it. I think at a certain point, you make enough money where money is not, and it depends on your mental capacity, or your mental state. But I think sometimes people make enough money to not have that be their whole identity, which means that they can wear whatever the fuck they want to wear and be very happy about it. They're not necessarily.
What I'm saying is like bigger than that. Like at some point, if you have like $200 million, you have to protect yourself from people. At what point? Like having $1 million, you probably don't have to hide that from people because you can.
I think that depends on where you live.
But if you have 20 million, people start coming after you. Like everyone hands come out. Like where's that number?
Yeah, and I think that depends on where you live.
Yeah,
it all depends on where you live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you just think about it, if you live in Beverly Hills, right? I'm just using fucking cliche, expensive place to live, right? Rodeo Drive or whatever. If you live in Beverly Hills and I think you can show a lot more. Like seeing a Bentley roll up the street is not like, oh shit, right? But if you live in an area that's not, that's not the case. If you live in a trailer park and you roll it up in a Bentley, it's like, hey man, maybe you don't want to have a Bentley, man. Maybe you should just get a Corolla.
Yeah,
you should get a Toyota Corolla.
People are looking in your house at night.
Yeah, people gonna fuck your trailer. Maybe you shouldn't deck your trailer out like that. You got a Mercedes-Benz trailer, player. Maybe you might. This motherfucker got a Tesla trailer. Then what the fuck you doing with a Tesla trailer, player? This is the wrong area, man. You know what I mean? Your neighbors got a grill. They got a fucking charcoal grill, bro. They haven't got a gas. Come on, man. So I think it all depends where you at, man.
Yeah, well, and it probably also depends, like I said, where you were raised, right? Because if you were raised around other wealthy people don't need your money. But
yeah,
if you grew up, in whatever Brooklyn, New York, and all of a sudden you have $100 million. A lot of second cousins are all of a sudden going to be reaching out.
Yeah,
you're gonna people are going to find you on Ancestry.com and trying to hit you for money or whatever. But I don't know. I used to think when I was back before I was a comedian, when I was a banker, we always used to sit around and talk about like, how much would you have to make to walk away, and that number has changed over time. But like how much would it take for you to just retire? Like if someone just handed you a drop of money.
I don't think I would, not from comedy, man. From regular life, when I was in the corporate world, working in finance and shit, when I was selling the fucking annuities and all that shit. Yeah, man. Oh, man, I don't know, man. I think right now, I guess, I don't know, man, a couple $100 million, because I would take that money and make I would make that money work for me. I don't know, man. I don't know. Would I just walk away from everything? Fuck, man. I guess I could make $5 million work for me. So whatever threshold, what I would do is I would do the numbers. I sit down with somebody and do the numbers. And here's what I would figure out. How can I make this money make this much for me? I want to acquire these properties. This is where I want to be moving.
Yeah, what's my annual nut?
What's my annual? That's it. Yeah. For me not doing anything, what am I pulling? You know what I mean? Okay, this is where I'm at. Cool. As long as that number was cool and I could acquire properties and do my thing and live and eat everything I wanted to fucking eat, meaning like I love delicious food, man, good quality food. That's my shit.
You're worried about the food?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I'm
worried about my health. I'm worried about my health and the food. I want high quality meats and vegetables. I don't want shit.
Oh, now
I don't want shit fucked up with pesticides and shit because I can't enjoy. If I'm dead, I can't enjoy the money, man. Right. I want to be here.
Now the way you order food is starting to make more sense, son. All these specialty orders you put in when you fucking. Bro, I've never seen anyone like Corey. He's never been ordered from any menu on any restaurant, fast food, fine dining, where he hasn't changed an item in the order.
Yeah.
Like, is there any restaurant where you go and like, oh, this is my favorite dish, and you don't touch it? You just order that, and boom, it comes out just like you
that's a good ass question, Randy. That's a really good question, my brother. Let me think. I would say, offhand, I can't. Offhand, I'm trying to think. That's so funny, man. That's a good question.
Look, do you even roll up to like McDonald's and just say, "Hey, let me get a number one," or you got to change something there too? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he?
So I used to eat at those spots a lot, but if I go to McDonald's now, I'll eat it how it comes, right? But I will, like, if I go to Burger King though, I'll be like, I might I'll get I'll get some original chicken sandwiches and some shit, and I'll be like, no mayo, add ketchup instead, add onions, lettuce, and whatever. Like, I'll fuck with those. You know what I mean? I won't take them with the mayo and the lettuce unless I'm in a super rush, but I don't want it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I changed that. Sometimes the Whoppers I'll change, but I don't eat there often. But I used to. But I would change that a little bit. I don't. You know what it comes from for me though? I love when other people have a problem with it. I don't give a fuck, because here's what it comes from for me. It comes from not having the ability to advocate for myself and get what I want. And so many people don't do that. They look at it like it's an anomaly.
Bro,
so when they look at me, they're like, I can't believe
a lot of people will sit there and just take it. Like, how many? Bro, if I'm at dinner with 6 people, somebody's gonna order something and wish they hadn't gotten it or had something changed
all the time.
But they just take it. They take it.
They take it. They
Why?
think you're supposed.
They don't have to.
I just got to take it. And it's like, look, I'm gonna ask. Now, if the people say no, I'm not gonna get up and leave. But I'm gonna ask. Like, when I was in France, right? I was in France one time, and I asked. I said, the salad came with all this crazy shit in it or whatever. I said, can you take this? I said, can you take these? I don't know. Let's just say for ease of conversation, let's say it was anchovies. I said, I love this salad. Everything in it looks wonderful. The person said, great. I said, can you take I want it without the anchovies. They said, when it comes to the table, you can pick them off. I said, okay, cool. That's cool. Bring it. You know what I mean? They weren't touching shit.
Yeah, that's their culture. That's their culture, though.
Yeah, you get how it comes. So I'm saying that's fine. I'm still gonna ask. I didn't know that. I asked.
Yeah.
So anything I want for food wise, I always advocate, bro.
But
I've been like that since I was a little kid, man.
I know, but it's not even like with my friends now. It's not even like a financial thing. Like, it's not like they can't pay to get it exactly the way they want. They'll just take it anyway. I'm like, bro, just pay the extra $2 and get the avocado. What the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, like, why would you?
That's what I'm saying. It's never financial. Yeah, it's never financial. It's people not advocating for themselves. Like, if I go to a place, let's say I'm going through like a line. Let's say you go to a place where they put food in your, like you ever go to like a place, not just like a regular buffet, but like you go to let's say you go to a Dominican restaurant or something, and like all the food is already prepared and they're making your plate, okay? And you're looking at the food. I'm the type of dude to be like, let me get one more scoop of that. Someone else was like, holy shit, you asked for a second scoop? It's like, yeah, you fucking pussy. Yes, I did. Oh no, what are they gonna say? No. Usually they just put it back in and they scoop the shit in again. They go, no problem. You know what I mean? If I'm traveling and I stop at like a China Express or a Panda Express or whatever like that, if I go in that motherfucker and they're making it, because when they're moving quick, they don't give a fuck. Most people just take it. They boop, boop, boop. I'm like, nah, man, I'm paying a bunch of money for this shit. Let me double down on that. Let me can I have another one of those? I'm very polite. And they're gonna put another one in there, and that's it. But I don't care what anybody says about that. Like, and again, like I said, when I was a little kid in school, I would ask the lunch lady, can I have another slice? And she'd be like, yeah. She'd be like, yes, another slice of pizza, another whatever, another little serving of food. That's just me, bro. I've always been like that. Like, I love seeing people who are too skittish to be like, no, yes, no, can I? And then they sit there and they complain. How did you get that? Or I wish I didn't get this. Or I can't believe you just asked for that. Now here's what I'm conscious of. Here's what I become conscious of. I don't want to be the dude that, like, if we're ordering, I like to know what my changes are going to be, and then I like to just move on from it. I don't want to be the dude.
That's the thing. You can't hold it up.
Yeah, I don't want to be the dude that
I hate. If I'm in line, like you're standing in line, you go to order something. Like, let's say you go up to a window and order something.
Yeah.
And and there's a line, and the person we're all waiting. The person in front of me finally steps forward to go and order, and they're not ready. It's like, bro, the menu's been over your head since we've been in this line. When you get to the front of the line, you should be able to start your order.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you got in front of me and you start scratching your chin, then we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel that, and that's fucking valid. Yeah. That's valid. And I also, sometimes, man, what I like about getting a little older, man, is like as you get older, you check in with yourself more. The self-awareness. This self-awareness is dope. What I've started to realize about myself is like, okay, I don't want to be the dude at the table. Like, let's say we all go out to eat. I don't want to be the dude at the table holding the fucking thing up for too long either. Yeah. Because I realize that. So when I'm at the table, I want to make sure whatever substitutions, whatever I'm trying to do can be in the flow of everything else. I'm not trying to stay there for 20 minutes like, well, do you have this? Well, do you have this?
Yeah.
Well, do you have that? Well, do you? No. It's like, hey, I would love for you to do boom, 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 boom. That's it. And then we can move from there. That's yes or no, and then we move on,
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's just considerate. You know, and it's also
Right.
like, what the fuck?
Right.
I'm if I'm in line, I'm hungry and I'm bored. I'm gonna read the menu. You know what I'm saying? I don't get how lost people are on that shit. Trips me out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never got.
Are we gonna be? Is this gonna be this is gonna be audio, or this is gonna be? What is this gonna be?
Well, it'll definitely be audio, or else it's not a podcast.
Yeah, no, I know. I didn't know if this was gonna be.
I know it's late over there, brother, but and I'm gonna cut clips from this.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool,
why?
Cool.
Are you worried about your look? I think you look swell, but
No. I'm cool, man. I'm fine.
I thought you were gonna put some blush on, some shit.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm blushing enough, man. I'm good. I'm born blushy, baby.
Dude, we were talking about kids gigs earlier. I was going to ask you, dude, what's the worst gig you've ever done for the money? Like, just for the money. You're like, fuck it, I'll do this.
Oh, wow. Damn, didn't I just have something crazy? The worst gig I've ever done just because of the money. I mean, there's been a couple, man. I've done some where it's just like, man, where like people don't give a fuck, man, that you're even there to do stand up. You know, like I've been like at some New Year's. I've done a New Year's show where it's a long time ago, but I did a New Year's show where I walk in and like I'm there with other comics or whatever, but the people are just partying, man. It's almost like they don't even care. It's like you're just there for the money grab. It's like they have no care that you're there. You know, it's almost like they didn't even tell the people there's going to be a comedy show as well. Music's playing.
You're just like standing in the corner telling jokes to nobody.
Yeah, it's bad, man. Bad. You telling it, blowing your voice out, doing this shit. I mean, that was a bad one. Like, I'm trying to think what else has been like bad just for the dough. Because there's been some shows where I walked away like, yo, this is crazy that I'm about to even do this shit. You know? Yeah.
The reason I ask is somebody recently asked me to do a wedding.
Yeah.
And the money was good the money is good. And I'm like, fuck, man. And I was like, I've
done a couple weddings, man.
Are they all right?
Depends on the fucking people. Depends on your confidence.
I mean, you see my act. It's not really pro-marriage, I would say.
It depends. Depends on the people. Depends on your confidence. If I were to do a wedding, I did some weddings early on, and I got in a string. I probably did like 3. Then I haven't done one in a long time. But if I were to do one now, it would be so much easier. But because I just understand it better. I understand what's happening there better. Yeah. Because comedian wise, you're a little self-centered. If you show up at the wedding, you're like, yo, man, I'm about to lay it down. You know, but they don't really.
That's how you walk into somebody else's wedding.
Yeah, but you know they don't give a fuck about you, man. They don't care about you,
fuck
bro.
Fuck the bride. I'm the star.
Yeah, man. It's like what you supposed to do. Especially it depends on how well you know the people. And then there's only so far you can't roast them out. Like, you know, they're like, get her, or get him. You know, you can't. I mean, it's like.
I met the guy on an airplane. I guess he was a fan of mine. I met him on an airplane back from Dallas.
Yeah.
It's his third marriage, though. So I think I might be the right guy for the job. It sounds like it sounds like a good repeat business. I might be there for his 4th or 5th wedding.
That's funny. Yeah, it just depends, man. I mean,
I think it would be weird though. Like, why would you want a comic at your wedding? That doesn't seem like a good venue for it.
Well, no, because it's the novelty of it, man. When they look at us as comedians, it's the novelty of, you know what they're associated with? A good time. They're associating comedy with a good time, which it is a lot of the times. It's just that you got to be able to deliver in that element to give them that good timey feeling that they're looking for. But usually people are so in their heads when you go in to do that, unless you kind of know the people or you like have done a couple weddings, that it's like, it can be a little tough, man. It can be a little tough. Like the one I did, I've done, like I told you, I did 3. One of them, I did it and it was cool, man. I mean, I was good after, man. I had to. Did
you stick around and hang out with the wedding party?
Yeah. It was tonight's gonna be a good night. It was way before that song, but it was a dope.
They liked you,
I
so
was
you
like,
stuck
man, I
around?
didn't think.
You were the mascot for the evening?
Man, listen, I was like, I didn't know. They were like, that was so funny. And I was like, it was all right. Like, bro, I'm talking about this was like year 2, year 3. It was like, ugh. It was like, I remember one of my boys was there with me. I did good enough that we both had a great night.
You brought you had a +1?
Yeah, I had a +1. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I ain't coming alone. So I had a +1. I brought my boy with me. And it was fucking dope. And it ultimately, I'll say, Randy, like, and the other ones I did, they were okay, you know, because sometimes it's like your friend. It's better that this guy is not your I don't know, dude, friend or family or whatever. Because sometimes it's even weirder like that when it's like your friend and they're like, come on in, do your thing. Do your little comedy stuff.
Yeah. I've had my family ask me that. I'm like, I'm not. If you guys want to come see me perform, come out to a show. I'm not getting up in the kitchen doing my act.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough to be at the because there's people that know you too well. They feel too close to you. You didn't fucking do that, Randy. You're like, hey, chill. Calling you your nickname and shit.
It's for the story.
Rand. You didn't do that. You're like, hey, fucking relax, Uncle Charlie. Don't you shut the fuck up. I'm funnier than you. You're like, here we go with this shit. Trying to do your shit. You got them. They're too comfortable. You know what I mean? You're not. There's only so far you can go with them. You're not gonna tear them up. You know. So
I don't know, man. Some families might let it fly.
Bro, I've been some family has come out to shows and it's just been like, oh my God, you guys got to shut the fuck up. Like, you know, like, and this was before this is all experiences to go through before you're capable of handling the experience of going through that. But I've been through multiple experiences where family is there, where they're just like, and they're just looking at you, or they're watching the other comics and they just start talking. I'm like, yo, you guys are fucking talking right now. And they're just talking like, anyways, yeah. He's not that good. And then my family, they're just in there talking and shit. I'm like, yo, you can't be fucking doing this. So I'm like, they're like, wait, calm down. I've been out before. They're like, then they're telling me, you act like I've never been out. I was out there shows before you even started doing little comedy shit that you did. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I wish they didn't show up. I wish they weren't fucking here. You know, now I got to go out and be. And then you can't, there's only so far you can go. At least depends on your family. There's only so far you can go ripping them up because they're not going to stop because they feel too comfortable with you. It's not like they're talking to somebody foreign. They're talking to you and they know you and they know you're their family. Yeah. So my family's telling me, talk about your grandfather. Tell them to do the stuff you be doing. Cause you know, family reunions and shit, I'd be having people laughing and shit.
Tell them the inside family joke that no one would know.
In the middle of the show. You know middle of shows.
Tell them that time about Christmas about your Uncle Danny that no one knows. It's like, no one gives a fuck.
Right. And they're just saying it. And I'm just like, yo, but see, that's some crazy ass experience to go through. You start learning how to be comfortable and confident enough to just kind of like shut it down in a way that's like, you're able to just move through. Yeah, they better get to some other funny shit where you got everybody laughing and just hush them the fuck up. And keep it moving. It's like all these like little little fire
it's
like
hoses. Whack-a-mole. You gotta shut them up one by one.
Yeah, dude, man.
Speaking of fucking crazy shit on stage, man, a lot of obviously, you know, the slap heard around the world with fucking Will Smith and Chris Rock, and then Dave Chappelle got jumped last week. Did anyone ever fuck with you on stage like that?
No, never like that. No.
Which I feel
thankfully.
Like it seems like people like, which is weird because you see a lot of, you know, I feel like every jerk off with a social media page tries to get the shine to turn their way. You know, and I've seen like multiple comics talk about, they need more security at these comedy shows and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, most comedy shows are fine. Like I haven't seen real beef at a comedy show. I've been doing it almost 5.5 years. I mean, like, you know, every now and then one drunk person gets taken out of the place, but I've never seen anyone rush the stage like that before. But I do think there's it's a weird thing that it's like people think that when they come to a comedy show, they forget they're at a live show. They think they're like talking at the TV sometimes. Mm-hmm. But you're right there, and with these people running up, I think people are realizing, oh, it's a fucking live show. So maybe people will have a little more respect instead of fucking, you know, disrespecting the comic over there by talking because they realize we can hear them now. You know, like there's no barrier between us and the audience.
Right. I don't know, Randy. I feel I've been so mixed up about this because thankfully no one has ever done that with me. I don't ever want that to happen. I don't ever want to have to hurt anybody. I don't ever want to be hurt in that situation. I don't want to have to hurt anybody in a situation like that. And I don't want anybody to get stomped out or killed or hurt or whatever. That's not my MO, man. You know what I mean? It's not my game. And I don't think it's most people's bag either. I think most people come out to a show to have a good time. I think we have to operate under before I get into that, I'll say this. I think people were like, oh shit, when it happened with Will Smith, they're like, that just gave a green light to everybody to fucking start doing that. I'm like, no
way.
I'm like, this was my thought process on that.
If it was anybody else, they would have stopped him. You know, if it was just one of the seat fillers, security would have run up and grabbed him. You know, right. It's like everyone knows they're not Will Smith to be doing that. So the idea that because so
here's the thing though. So just hear me out on this for a second. Because that was my thought process was that like, no, man, like you guys trying to say like, oh, Will Smith just gave the green light for everybody to just be crazy. It's like motherfuckers were already crazy and they already were coming to shows before Will Smith did that. He didn't all of a sudden be like army of crazy. Yeah. Everybody mound up. It's time to start rushing the stage of the shows. Right. So I don't believe that all of a sudden was going to be a spike in that. But then as I think about it, there are people that have they're very sheep led, right? You know what I mean? We're always talking about these are sheep or whatever like that. There are people who are unstable and it could cause an uptick in things, but the overall number's not going to be giant, but it could cause an uptick in things, right? Because of that happening. But stages were getting rushed way before Will Smith did it on the fucking Oscars. Yeah. Stages have been rushed before. This is not, it has happened. This is not like unique. Like, oh my God, this happened. It's happened many times before. Many times before it's happened. I've watched videos of the shit happening way before anything happened with Will Smith.
Oh man, what was his name? Afro Man when he knocked that white woman out that came running up on stage behind him?
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but yeah, I'm just saying.
He turned around and fucking gave her the roundhouse of fury, son. It was crazy.
So that's number one. But I do think there are people who don't have the same like logical mentality that we may have about some things, right? Right. The same people that join any kind of movement when it's popping up, like they're just like, oh, this is what's happening. This is okay to do now. So I don't like it for that reason, but I don't think it's caused these whole legions of people to start doing this. Now, someone said, do you think this is like after the Chris Rock thing, right? They said, after the Chappelle thing, somebody said, do you think it's way less safe now, you know, when you're doing stand up and whatever? And I'm like, man, nah, only because we've always been exposed. We've always been right there in the people's faces. That's number one. Number two, the numbers at which we're getting attacked as opposed to the numbers at which there's so many other jobs that are in
far more
violent
dangerous
professions that go home every night. You have your firefighters and police officers and EMT and your parking meter people, your tow truck drivers,
airline pilots,
these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Your flight attendants. You have people who are on the front lines of the world all the time. Most of them go home. You have your correctional officers.
Right. Most of them go home unscathed. Cab drivers, they're fucking on the road.
Cab drivers, right? Most of them go home unscathed because we have to operate under the guise that most of the world is pretty good. Even in a prison, the prison guards are far outnumbered. But most people are cool. Even in that situation, if they weren't, shit would be crazy. When you go to a club or a bar, if they have a detail there, there's one cop, maybe two if there's been trouble there recently. It's filled with 1,000 people. There's one officer. If people were inherently bad people, they fuck him up and keep it moving. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing he could do. There's nothing he could do. But inherently, people see that and it deters stuff, right? So what I'm trying to say is, inherently, I think people that go to the shows are good people. You're always gonna have, at some point in time, you keep doing this shit, you're gonna face something. Kevin Hart's talked about being hit in the face with a chicken wing before, and other people have thrown things at people. You know, that is the game. You're right there. Yeah. You're dealing with, and we encourage these motherfuckers to drink.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's our job, is to get them to drink.
Our job.
Pretty much.
We get booked more when they drink more during our shows. You know what I mean?
If we sell drinks, we come back.
So I guess my point I'm saying, a long ass winded thing, is just that, like, hey man, there's a lot of jobs out here that people potentially are getting fucked up in. Ours isn't on the high end of that. And so are we at risk? I don't know. Who's not? Who's not at fucking risk? If you're not behind a camera, or you're not behind a glass, or you're not behind something, everybody fucking is. Everybody is. But I don't think we fall in line of some of the highest that are on that list. It's just that we're being highlighted right now. How many times we watch a video on a flight attendant's attack?
Oh my God!
Next week.
Dude, that might be the new most dangerous job in America. Sunday, right? Flight attendants are duct taping motherfuckers to their seats. Yo,
come on, man!
How fucked up do you have to be to get duct taped to your seat on a plane? You know,
That's fucking bananas, bro.
And also, what I find fascinating about people who do this shit, it's like, you know, you're 30,000 feet in the air, right? Like, if you cause a ruckus and the plane can fall and you're gonna die. So it's not like, you know, it's not like if you somehow break free, you can just jump out of the plane to your safety. Like, where do you think you're gonna go?
There's nothing to do. You're stuck. Some of these motherfuckers get crazy too. It's like it's like, I don't know, man.
They had that one dude. Like I said, they had that one dude duct taped to this, and he had his head duct taped to the seat, and he's trying to chew through the duct tape with his mouth. You see that shit?
Yeah, that shit was funny, man. It's like, damn. Yo, I swear I be on these planes sometimes. I travel, like I said, if you run through the fire enough, you eventually get burned. And so it's like, you're gonna eventually encounter people where you're like, what the fuck's happening, bro? I sit next to a dude, he's you know, I don't want to say he's tweaking out, but he's over there and he's doing all this shit. I'm like, fuck, man. I was on like a red eye. I just wanted to go to sleep. I'm sitting next to him. He's looking at me every couple seconds, but I think it was just a tick. You know what I mean? So he's looking at me and shit. And he keeps looking at me and he's like, he's doing all this shit. And I'm like, fuck, man, I just want to sleep. And then I got to calm myself down. Like, man, if he just got a tick, man, he just got to take this. That's just his shit. You know what I mean? He's not fucking with nobody. So now I gotta stay awake for a while and watch. Like, is he agitated or is he fucked up? You know what I mean? I'm like, God, you have to
diagnose whether he's tweaking out or he has a mental problem.
Yeah, is this dude? This dude got a little plastic knife on him or some shit? I gotta worry
asleep,
about.
Is he on bath salts going to try and eat my face?
Yes, that's what I'm worried about. And so I'm looking at this shit, bro. I'm looking at him. I gotta watch him for a while.
Or is this guy going to try and chew my ear?
Eventually, this motherfucker puts a mask over his face and his nose, and then we don't have to wear a mask at the time. This was just on my last flight. Puts a mask over his face and nose, and then one over his eyes. His whole face is just masked up. He's laying under the thing. I was like, man, whatever, man. He's clearly ignoring everybody and zoned everybody out. These must just be ticks and shit, you know, because you know when someone's ticking and they make noises, he was like, he's doing this shit. I'm like, fuck, man. You know what I mean? God damn it. Then the flight before, like two flights ago, I'm getting on the plane, man. I see this dude, I see this big ass dude. He's with this chick who's like wearing like, she's like underdressed, you know what I mean? A little bit. Big ass fucking breast. And like, it's like eye catching, you know what I'm saying? Where you look,
white
you like double take, you know what I mean?
White
lady?
Like,
yeah, white lady.
Okay, you said underdressed. You said underdressed, I just assumed.
Oh, yeah. Well, I meant like she wasn't dressed like, she was dressed like provocatively for a flight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Low cut, tight shirt or whatever, but giant breast. So, you know, I didn't want to stare or whatever, but like I looked and then she kind of like looked up at me, but like I like look, I didn't stare, but I like looked and she like happened to look. And then, you know, I was looking at the dude. I was like, look at this shit. So then we get on the plane. These motherfuckers sit right next to me. I'm like, oh my God. But when they get on the plane, this dude got fucking Hell's Angel shit all, you know, he's a Hell's Angel and shit. And I'm like, I just want to fucking sleep. I got to deal with this shit. I don't know what this is about to be. Because I don't know if he's a cool Hell's Angel or if he's one of these motherfucking racist Hell's Angels. I'm like, I hate, sometimes on the plane, you just don't know, bro. But this dude, listen, thankfully this motherfucker was cool as shit, man. Like I just sat, because I wanted to, you know, I was on these red eyes, man. I want to fucking sleep, bro. Because, you know, I'm staying up. Yeah. You know, so I stay up a lot of times all night and get on the plane and fucking sleep. I'll stay up all day and then I'll sleep on the plane whenever I'm going to go. And but he ended up being cool, man. He ended up being cool.
He didn't have a problem with you looking at his girl's titties?
No, he didn't know. But Yeah, I wasn't staring. I wasn't crazy, man. I wasn't staring at the titties. But
I wasn't looking.
It's like weird to admit that you've looked at titties now. It's like, oh, I looked at them. It's like, no, you can't say that. It's like, no, I looked at her fucking titties. I didn't stare at them, and I didn't make her uncomfortable.
You're gonna notice.
And I wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, they're titties. You're gonna.
I'm not supposed to look.
They're titties. I mean, you're gonna notice titties. You know, like if you had 2/3 of your shaft showing, chicks are gonna notice it.
Yeah.
You know, like
I mean, they notice if you got 1/3 showing. I ain't gonna front. Chicks notice dick. Chicks notice dick. I don't give a fuck. They notice dick. You know when chicks will tell you they notice dick is once they like you and they get comfortable enough with you, they'll be like, "I seen your dick through your pants before." Especially if you hooked up with that chick, she'll be like, "I've always seen your dick in your pants. Like your dick is always just like right there." And you're like, "Oh, you noticed that? I didn't even know it was there like that." They're like, "Yeah." Especially when you wear those blue pants. Oh my God, your dick like hangs right there. Oh, well, like when a chick likes you, they notice your dick.
Well, they have those internet memes every fall, man. You know, when it's gray sweatpants season, they always post. You know, a lot of these female meme accounts post that shit. And I'm like, yo, how come I can't post? You know, it's like, oh, first day of spring, titties out. You know, like
yeah.
I'm an asshole if I do that.
You can.
I can, but I would be looked upon as a misogynist. But when chicks do it, it's just cute. It's like, nah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, how come it's playful when you do it and it's gross when I do it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the world. Listen, there's so many fucked up things about the world. It's just the world equaling out, man. It's like, hey, man.
I don't know if it's equaling out though, Corey. I think it's starting to get to the point where it's like two wrongs don't make a right. You know,
but realistically,
you fucking did something stupid, so I'm going to do something stupid. I'm like, that's not a good reason to do something stupid.
It's like we have a lot of weird hypothetical fights too, though. It's
my God,
like
so many hypothetical fights.
Yeah, man, there's so many people that are ready to fight. Like what you just said, chicks talking about dudes' dicks, and then vice versa talking about their tits, right? So the fight would be, we should be able to say what we want to say. You're saying it the other way, right? But if you really get to the root of it, many dudes, I can never speak for all dudes, many dudes don't give a fuck. They're actually flattered that you're talking about their dick in their fucking sweats, right? If we really get down to it. But the fight would be, it's not fair that we can't say anything about your titties. But you can say something about their titties if they like you.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, but women are also flattered when we think they have nice tits, or else why would they be displaying them?
But they're flattered by, and again, this is two dudes saying what women fucking feel. But in my opinion, they're flattered by people that they want to be flattered by. Dudes don't give a fuck who sees their dick and,
that's a different
and likes it, right?
It's not why you like it, it's who likes it.
Who likes it? Exactly.
Ooh, you're gross. I don't want you to like it. It's like,
I don't want you to like it. Exactly. They're like, ew.
I'm liking it from over here. I'm not over. Like, I'm not touching. I'm not liking it from a distance. I can't like it from a distance.
A dude doesn't care. It could be somebody's sister, their mom. He's like, they seen that dick. You know what I mean? If they fucking, you don't give a fuck, bro.
Dude, a guy would take it as a compliment if his buddy's mom was like, "Hey, my mom said you have a nice piece."
Yeah. You're like, Jesus. All right, okay, that's cool.
Whereas if a woman's like friend's father said, she'd be like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
Not your creepy old father. Get him away from me.
Yeah, get the fuck. Oh, your father's a creep. You know what I mean? You fucking, somebody's mom says that to you. You start asking the person, you're like, what pants was I wearing? When did she see me? What day was it?
I was feeling beefy that day.
Yeah.
My blood pressure was good that day. So stupid. Oh man. You want to get into a little news, brother?
Yeah, go ahead. Man.
All right. Oh yeah. Let's see. Where do we want to start here? I'll start here. Why is this the ideal age to give birth if you want to live longer? Study finds. Scientists have found that women who give birth at 25 years old are likely to live longer, according to a study from Seoul, South Korea. After surveying more than 4,000 women, the research team found that having children before or after the mid-20s increased the risk of dying by 5%. Specifically, they linked older childbearing ages with an uptick in cardiovascular disease. So apparently, if if you have a baby by the age of 26, you statistically have a higher likelihood of living longer, up to 17% longer, which is kind of disappointing for women, I feel like. I didn't know it was that young, dude. 25, 26 is the optimal age.
When I hear a study like that, it used to be alarming, but how we live, Randy, I bet. When did that come out? Today?
That came out last week.
Yeah.
On the New York Post.
There's probably already another one
saying some other shit.
That's where we live now, bro. We live different now, man. That shit it would be alarming, like, wow, that's the facts, but we don't have the facts anymore.
That's a good point, man. There really is, like, any study you find, you can find a study saying the exact fucking opposite. And case in point, think about this, bro. Milk.
Oh, yeah.
In our lifetime alone, milk went from being good to you for bad to you to good to you for bad to you to good to you, and it's back to bad for you now.
Bro, I don't fuck with milk. They demonize milk. I haven't fucked with milk and now look, don't get it twisted now. Hypocritically, like or whatever, I'm a hypocrite in the sense of I'll say I'll eat some ice cream once in a while, I'll fuck with that. But I'm not even saying once in a while because it's the milk. I eat plenty of cheese or whatever. I'm not saying I don't fuck with dairy, but just the drinking of milk. Like I used to fuck up glasses of milk.
Oh, hell yeah. When you were a kid, all the time, bro. Yeah.
All the time. I was a milk head. I was like, yo, this is making me stronger.
I never had a pastry in my mouth without a glass of milk next to it.
Come on, man.
No cookies without milk.
Shit.
Yes, exactly. If you served me cookies without milk, you might as well throw the cookies in the trash, son. It's a sin if you don't bring me milk with the cookies.
Randy, I would dip my peanut butter and jelly in motherfucking milk. I'm not even fronting. The bread would be so like, how it was like.
The Wonder Bread to soak it up.
Yeah, I get the bread to soak up the little crusty pieces like, right? So delicious. I love that shit. Milk, even right now, if I was to drink some milk, tastes delicious.
Yeah.
It is delicious. But then I started like, after a while, I stopped fucking with it because I realized that this is, in my opinion, I think that way more people are lactose intolerant than admit it, and they don't realize it. They have all these effects from
all gassy
milk.
And shit, farty and whatnot.
All gassy. My grandmother would fart. We'd be sitting there and she would fart and shit, and she would say, and she would just be like, "I just thought that was part of drinking milk." Like I would be at school and I would drink every lunch, right? I would drink a strawberry milk. I would drink like a 1% milk and like a couple strawberry milks. Every fucking lunch at school, I eat my lunch and I have at least a 1% or 2% in a strawberry, right? Every day. And so that was just what it was. I wasn't even thinking about no juice then. I was just milk. And I always I'm known for fucking I can just fart on cue. But I thought milk did that to everybody, and it does it to many people. But that means you have an issue with the milk. Yeah. You're not supposed to be fucking blowing ass all the time after you have milk.
But what I'm saying is any study, like eggs. It happened with eggs, right? You eat the egg yolk. You don't eat the egg yolk. You eat only the whites. The whites aren't good for you anymore. You got to eat the cholesterol and the healthy cholesterol in the yolk. Like any survey can be flip-flopped either way.
Yep.
But 26 seems too young. And here's a great question. What's like, do you think is like the peak age for a man? Like what's the prime? What's the prime time age for a guy?
Oh man, that's very rough, man. Because that's man. These are awesome questions, but it's this generic, man. Because it's tough. It depends on the motherfucker, man. Some dudes burn out, man, depending on how they live. But I would really say. A dude really can be getting his shit together, look smooth and everything, actually care about his life and everything around 45, bro. About 45, 43, 44, 45.
Yeah. And the variable there is how much weight have you gained and how much hair have you lost?
Sure.
Not
even, no, you could state them out with the hair. I'm not even going to front. You can fuck it because the forehead's going to start coming out. You can fuck the hair. But how much weight have you gained and how healthy are you? Yeah. If you can stay healthy and you hit 45, oh man. And you got a little bit of money. This motherfucker here is doing it right. You've seen dudes at the beach or the gym or in life, and you're just like, damn, you can't tell if this dude is 40 45, 48, but he got his shit together.
Yeah.
You can tell.
The guy who wears a sport coat everywhere. Smooth. That guy, you know?
Smooth than a motherfucker. He listen, when you see a dude wearing a sport coat and it doesn't look like he's trying, it looks like that's his shit.
Yeah, like when it's his uniform. Yeah.
That's his shit.
Yeah, that's his style.
There's some dudes who can rock some jeans and a sport coat with a smooth. Like he puts his shit on, it doesn't look like his effort behind it. Yeah. It looks like the same way you throw on a sweatshirt, he throws that shit on.
Yeah, that's the kind of guy that wears loafers with no socks too.
There you go. Yeah, I was about to fucking say that. I was about to fucking say the loafers and no socks, motherfucker.
That's the guy.
Sometimes I look at that dude, I'm like, I don't think I can be that loafer socks, no motherfucker. I can never be that dude.
I can't be that cool. I can't be that cool. Yeah, I can't.
I'm never gonna be the loafer. I'm like, nah, bro. Hey, Randy, I tried
it once. I was in St. Martin, in like St. Bart's, like in the Caribbean, and I tried it for it was like a week, and I did it while I was down there. And I got to tell you, once I got back, I was like, I am not that guy. I'm just not that guy. I can't do it.
That's just funny as fuck, man. Yeah, man. I'm like a blazer with a fucking hat on, bro. I throw a hat on with the blazer.
Yeah, you know what I don't want to be though is the guy who wear those gold-toed socks. You know those blue socks with the gold-toed. No. I stay away from that. You know, I at least spring for some little funny design socks from J. Crew or something. You know, I can't rock the gold-toe, dude. You know, that's like my grandfather when we wear penny loafers and he put the penny in it. You know.
Hey, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Many family members with the penny and the penny loafers, dog.
Dude, although I do kind of can't wait till I get older and start shopping in like the sneaker bin.
Yeah.
You know, when you wear the Velcro shoes with the brown pants and you always have a sweater on no matter if it's 90 degrees or 40 degrees, it's always cold.
Motherfucker, and you be looking comfortable as shit. Yeah. There's some older dudes though. There's a age. You got a long range of time that you can fucking rock what you want to rock. As long
nowadays you can stay. Nowadays, these 70-year-olds dressing like contemporary. But when we were kids, 70-year-olds didn't dress contemporary. They dressed like they did in the fucking 50s. You know what I'm saying? They just kept their shit.
Yeah.
They didn't change. Like why? It fits.
As long as you stay in shape.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing in the world. If you get too fat, you fucked up everything. Nothing looks right on you anymore. But you don't see a lot of old fat dudes because they died. That's what I started thinking about, right?
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of old fat motherfuckers. They're dead. If you get they'll be like, oh, so-and-so died. Yeah, because the motherfucker was fat. Like, you get to a certain point where it's almost like, and then there's a whole thing with like a dad bod where you get a little fatter and shit like that, where your belly is poking and shit, and that. I mean,
you're going to age. Your shoulders aren't always going to be as broad.
Right.
Fucking you're not going to stand up straight no more. Like fucking shit happens. Your bones get fucked up after a while.
Yeah. But I think the big game of life for me is, at least physically, right? Not this doesn't mean everything, but physically, the big game of life is how many years can you get out of those broad shoulders and a somewhat of a slimmer waist?
Yeah, you got to keep the shoulders wider than the waist. How long?
Yeah, how many years can you get out of that shit? Yeah. How many years can you get out of standing up straight? How many years can you get out of that? Out of actually, looking younger than you are. How many years can you get out of that before you die? Because then eventually,
we all go anyway.
Eventually we all go, or eventually you just look fucked up, bro. You start looking. If you look fucked up enough, nobody cares what you're. You look younger than what you are. You look fucked up, but you look younger than what you are. Like, you just don't want to cross that threshold. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I've thought about it though. I was like, what would my old man outfit be like when I get old? And I think I'm going to go with those Havana shirts.
Yeah,
that's going to be what I'm going to wear around the old folks' home. That's how I'm going to pull. That's how I'm going to pull all the, all the widowed women in the nursing facility. I figure that, a pair of slacks, but no, I'm not going with those brown ones. I'm going to go with something like, because I figure I'm going to be somewhere warm.
Yeah.
And you got to have the closed-toe shoes. Like, old people's feet are fucked up, man.
Oh yeah.
You can't rock flip-flops when you're old as shit. Your feet are too fucking.
So you talking about you'd rock the Lenny Clark shit?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe the
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Lenny will rock a nice motherfucking like a nice one of the nice shirts.
Little button down short sleeve joint.
Yeah, button down like a paisley or some shit. Some dope ass design. It's like light blue and
but sometimes Lenny wears the third like the I'm on my third wife shirt. You know the shirt I'm talking about, where it's like it's a flat color, but on the collar and on the cuffs it has like a paisley design.
Yep. You flip that motherfucker up.
That's I'm looking for the next ex-wife.
Yeah. Yep, those shirts.
Look. What would you go? What would your old man look be?
My old man look would probably be, man. I'd probably, as long as I didn't get fat, man, I would stay dressed like this for a long time. But once I got old, it would probably just be a nice, got a nice bomber jacket or some shit, man. With some.
Oh, you're gonna go with the collarless leather jacket?
Yeah.
You're gonna go all LA on them?
Yeah, and I'd rock jeans as long as I could. As long as I could pull off jeans, I'd pull off jeans. Different types of jeans that look nice on me.
Something about wearing jeans keeps you from looking old. Dan Crone had a joke about that made me laugh. It was a weird no transition joke where he's just like, trying to imagine your grandmother in jeans. I was like, of course not. Yeah. My grandmother would never wear jeans.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
It is like a younger look.
It takes you down, just like longer hair. Yeah. Longer hair on an older lady makes her look younger. Jeans and longer hair, oh my God, from the back, and she turns around like, hey, you're like, oh, yeah, you got me.
They're gonna be creeping in the old folks' home looking for the fake J-Lo from the back. She's got jeans and a ponytail.
Yeah, she got jeans and a ponytail. That's your bro. You see an old lady with a ponytail, you don't know she's an old lady with jeans on?
Dude, the old women these days are looking pretty good, man. I mean, depending on where you are in the country.
Depending on what you're saying is old, too, and you're getting older, bro.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I'm an old fuck now, so thank God.
I wondered this one day. I asked the people on stage, when do much older people become attractive? Like, when am I going to be attracted to older ladies?
Oh, like, when are you going to find a 75-year-old woman hot?
Yeah.
Like, how old am I?
At some point.
Yeah, how old am I going to be before I find out a 75-year-old is hot?
Well, because at some point, here's a real thought. At some point, unless you're rich or famous, your pool of who you can get with, if you're not with somebody already, is going to get very much smaller, and it's going to be around your age range, right?
Yeah.
Now, some old guys get lucky, and some young girls even try to take their money, or they're just like, oh, I love old guys. Okay, fine, right? But not most. So most are going to end up with somebody around their age. At what point are you like, oh, what's my selection here of 68-year-old ladies or 76-year-old women? At what point are you like, Margaret is beautiful? You know what I'm saying? Like, when does that kick in?
Yeah. Well, I would like to know the answer to that because the flip side of that is even more frightening. Like, at what point am I going to wake up and they're not going to want me? That 30-year-old girls aren't going to want to date me no more. Am I going to wake up 51 and I'm like, oh shit, they don't want me no more? Yeah.
It's going to happen.
And unfortunately, I kept rolling the dice. Like, oh, I can find a better one. And when they wake up, like, oh shit, I cannot find a better one anymore.
Bro, that shit is. Listen, I was on a campsite one time. I was on this campsite like a few years back, and I was on the campsite. And I was just fucking around on the site. I was going through and like, you show your face, or whatever. You on there like talking. You're like, what's up? What's going on? So I'm on this site, and these girls
like
come
chat
up.
roulette.
It might have been chat roulette. It was chat roulette. Yeah, it was chat roulette. So I'm on chat roulette. And these girls pop up, and I was like, hey, what's up? So they're looking at me. This is not what they said. This is what they said. Nah, I just lied. I never said anything. They look at me. I'm looking at the screen, and the girls go, ew, you look like my dad. Bloop. Next. I said, God damn. I said, shit. I was like, oh, shit, I got to get off this shit. I said, I got to get off.
Dude, at least...
it was two girls. She goes, ew, you look like my dad. She was not off. I was like, oh,
yeah, it's a pretty big turnoff.
Yeah. I was like, God damn. I was like, oh, shit.
It would be even worse if she goes, ooh, you look like my dad.
Yeah, that would have been, I don't know if it would have been worse for me.
That would have been way worse. I don't know.
I don't care. I don't know her dad. But I'm just saying, like, that was Yeah, I closed my fucking computer. I was like, fuck this shit. I shouldn't be on this shit anyways. Fuck that roulette.
Chat roulette.
You look like my dad. I was like, it was two of them too. They started laughing. That's fucked up when they start laughing. She's like, you look like my dad. Oh shit.
They're like those Muppets, son. Roasting your ass on chat roulette. Dude, that used to be the shit back in the day, chat roulette. People would flip it open and like you'd like go to the next chat thing and it'd just be a dude's asshole. It was
always some nasty dude on there. Just a dude. It would always just be a dude like show everything and just jerk. Or just get to the thing, the dude just jerking off.
Yeah.
Just looking, oh my god. Next, get to the next dude. He's just jerking off. Some fucking white dude in some blue lighting, just fucking jerking off.
I know. What is that guy's thought process? Is he like, I'm going to jerk off on here and someone's going to stop and enjoy this? And who is the person that stops? That's what I want to know. Because somebody must stop if he's doing it.
Fuck yeah, they do. I mean, there's somebody for everybody. And when you can randomize connections that way, you know what I'm saying? Someone's like, ooh, this is what I was looking for. Dude, check it out.
There's somebody for everybody.
I remember one time years ago, bro. I was like, I'm gonna make some money, man, motherfucker.
Oh no, where's this going?
On another site. Yeah, I was on another site. It was some fucking shady ass site, but it was like, you gotta be on there. But I would never show my face or anything on this.
What'd you have to do?
Well, you just fucking show your dick or whatever, jerk off, whatever, you make money. So I was on a campsite.
Hey man, yeah, but listen, it's 2022. It could have been a foot only site.
Yeah, no.
They have very specific sites now, so I don't know if it was I don't know if you had to whack off or if it just show your feet or whatnot.
Yeah, so it was a campsite. But nobody wants to look at anything on the dude, really, but it's like a dick. Anyways, but so I'm on the site and I'm on there, man, and I'm just sitting there. I got my dick out and shit. You know what I mean? I'm sitting back. You can't see me at all. You just see me, my hand and my dick. And there's like girls, I think, that are like, oh my God, I love this, whatever. So they're watching or whatever.
Girls and dudes.
And then all these fucking dudes start being like, oh my God, been waiting for that big chocolate black dick. And I'm just like, and they're just tipping, right? They're tipping the money. I'm like, yo, this is fucked up, bro.
I was gonna say, how does the payment work on this?
Bro, I couldn't do it, bro.
What'd you make on your one jerk off video? What'd you make?
Nah, I don't know.
Man. $40 the hard way.
Yeah, I got off. I got off that motherfucker. I couldn't do it. I couldn't complete. I kept making excuses like, I just kept saying shit like, ladies got to show me something. Somebody has to come in private. But I was like, man, I think it's all fucking dudes in here, man. All these.
It's got to be, bro. Think about it. Who could
you just think? You know what I'm saying? So then you're in there, and I'm just like, man. And then you start having these like weird, you start having these weird conversations with yourself, like, okay, if it is dudes and they're paying, is it cool or are you fucking gay? Are you gay?
Or am I a little gay for taking the money?
Is this fucked up, man? If I know it's a dude, like, what's up, baby? Fucking Frank. You know what I mean? What's up? Is this cool?
If you start gaslighting him.
Man, this dude's not even trying to trick me. His name's not like Charlene or whatever. This motherfucker's name is straight up Bill. And it's like, you know what I mean? I was like, I can't do this shit.
You're doing a jerk off video, but you're just talking about sports to all the guys.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it, hey, listen, I'm not gay or anything. I'm just jerking off for the money, but I like sports. What about the Patriots?
I'm like, I can't do this. I can't. I was like, I'm not made for this. I think you gotta be more open. Why let everybody look at your dick? Yeah, you can let everybody look, but if it doesn't turn you on, you can't complete what the issue is here. You can't complete it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Having a man's voice whisper to you is not going to get you over the hump.
Yeah. I was like, who wants to do private session?
Whisper sweet nothings on your cam thing.
Who wants to do a private session? Well, like Steve, I'll join. I was like, nah, man, I'm good, man. Never mind, man. I'm good. God damn, bro. Fuck, man.
Listen to this story. Oh, this is so great. So last week, I had Sham on. Sham was in town from Boston, and I had him on, and we talked about a story of a guy who had two dicks, and doctors removed one of them. Unfortunately, the bigger one because it didn't work. The other one did, but
shit.
Now we have the other side of the coin here. I was born with two vaginas and two uteruses. Leanne from Arizona has uterus didelphys, a condition that can lead a woman to developing 2 uteruses and 2 cervixes. In a TikTok video posted on our account, the lady Leanne revealed what it's like living with a double of everything. So essentially, I was born with extra body parts. I was born with 2 vaginas, 2 uteruses, and 2 cervixes, meaning she has 2 fully working vaginas. Apparently, people ask her all sorts of questions on TikTok, including what does it look like, and she said they're side by side, not one on top of the other. So to answer that question, she has to wear 2 tampons, get 2 pap smears a year. Oftentimes, she gets her period at the same time, but sometimes each vagina has a separate period at a different time. And she said technically she can get pregnant by 2 different men at the same time, with each baby being carried in a different uterus. Son, 2 vaginas.
Like a puppy. Real bitch. Real bitch.
Does she have 6 titties and nipples?
Crazy, bro. I don't even know how to respond to that. I mean, hey, man, I know it's fucked up to say this, man, but I kind of want to see it, man.
Yeah, I want to see it too, but I would... dude, there are guys out there right now thinking like, I wonder if we could fuck her at the same time. It's like, why would you want to?
Yeah. No, I wasn't thinking that.
I wasn't thinking that.
Think about eating both of them. Like, I hope they're both like maintained. You know what I mean?
That was going to be my question. That was a question I would have for her is like, which one comes easier? Because that's the one you want to get at, right? I mean, like, you know, or do they both? Could she orgasm from both? Can she have 2 separate orgasms?
Fucking jokes with her though. You know what I'm saying? It's like Jesus. It's like you want 2 chicks, you get 2 in 1. Like, imagine being on a date.
Yeah, I wonder which one feels better. Like, does one get more love than the other because one's whack and one's good?
Yeah, I know. Wow. I don't even know. I mean, that's crazy. It's almost like something I'd like to experience. I don't know. That's unbelievable. It's amazing what we're saying right now. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I know, dude. I wonder if the guy with 2 penises could have boned her.
Depends on where they were.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because if hers are side by side and his were stacked, then it wouldn't work.
Just to lay sideways.
Yeah. There you go.
You know what I mean? Pull the leg up, get that foot in his mouth, and then like the side like that.
Get that foot in his mouth. Corey, that's
get that weird
get
angle,
your
bro.
personal fetishes.
Yeah.
Get that foot in your mouth.
Lay sideways, get that motherfucking foot right there, and just yow. That'd be crazy, bro.
Oh man. So I mean, Jesus. What a world we live in. All right, so if she has 2 vaginas, she's definitely a woman, right?
You have to ask her what she identifies as. I don't want to speak for that.
I don't know. I don't know.
You can't say.
Even with 2 vaginas, you can't say for sure.
She was born a double woman, but what she identifies as could be something.
Yeah, but she might have changed her mind.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, man. Oh, that's it, man. We did we did an hour and a half, brother.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for doing it, man. You want to, push the helium thing. That's out now, right?
Yeah. So that special is going to come out, the special I did back in January. It's going to come out on, I don't know exactly when it's going to drop. They've been dropping clips from it.
Okay.
It was good, man. I'm very happy with it. A lot of times as a comic, we do these things and you watch it something and you're like, it was all right. You know what I mean? Dude,
yeah.
Like it wasn't everything I wanted to say, or I didn't complete that joke. But this one, I felt pretty good. I was very happy.
Well, I heard you smash it down there. They're all happy.
It's pretty good, man.
Yeah,
I'm very happy with it. You know, even and I'm just usually not. So
really,
yeah. Like I like things I do, but when you do a whole set, when you do a lot of time, and you listen to it, you'll be like, oh, I fucked that up, or I didn't complete that, or I left that out, or that's much better now. But when I listen to this, the jokes were at a level where there was much completion on many of the jokes, so I was very happy with it.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, that's the weird thing about a joke. I feel like, I don't know, I haven't been doing it nearly as long as you have, and I'm not nearly as good a comic, but either way, like, no matter whenever you're, like, how do you kind of know it's over when you just kind of fades out. You know, cause you can always make a joke better. You always keep punching it up, but then after a while, you just kind of like lose interest in it. It kind of fades away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that a joke is ever like over. You know, like it just kind of like, all right, I'm not doing this one anymore. Like the next one comes in. There's no like, you know, like this joke is perfect. You're like,
you're right. But there are some jokes that you do feel like, oh man, I put my stamp on that one. Like that's how I really feel about that, and I made that. I conveyed how I really felt to completion.
Yeah, when you bring like a thing together, like I'll have that. Like, oh, this joke works with this, and this how I tie it off. Like, you know, like when you feel like you haven't, exhausted all the angles, and then you're like, oh shit, you find the last piece. Like, all right, that's how this joke ends. Like this, you know, or this is the tag that ties it all back together.
Yeah. And you'll always rework it, like you're saying. You're always going to find another way to tweak it or something like that. But when you do have an angle or a way that you're saying that joke that you actually love, like you're like, oh man, this was like where for me. Let me speak for me. Let me speak for everybody. When I'm actually pleased myself, then I'm very happy. I'm like, oh man, okay, like I did what I was supposed to do there, because I don't always feel like I do. I do enough, but I don't know. I'm not always ecstatic about it. This one, when I did this one, and I'm listening to it and I'm rewatching it, I'm like, oh man, I'm glad they caught that. That's what the fuck I be saying when I'm at some of these shows. I say this hasn't been caught yet. This shit hasn't been seen yet. This part or this way that I said that hasn't been heard yet, you know? And it's like, and I'm looking at the people are fucking dying, bro. You know, wiping their face. I'm just rocking them. So it was good.
Nice, man. I'm glad that fucking went well. Yeah, man. I got to repost more of the clips. So you got to send me those. Obviously, give me your social media, promote whatever you got coming up, brother. This is coming out next week. It's going to come out the 18th.
Yep. Okay. So you guys can add me on Corey Rods, CoreyRods on that's on Instagram, Corey Rods, and then on Facebook, just Corey Rodrigues, Corey with an E, Rodrigues with an S. All my other socials, you'll find them out there. You just go to those two things. There's a lot of funny videos on Instagram. Some of those shits are blowing up. One of them shits.
Oh, the animal ones? Yeah, I love them. The voiceovers.
Yeah, man. One of them's still rolling right now. It's at like 3 million and change right now. It's going crazy, bro. Just some of the animal things, just posting ads, being silly. And it's just cool, man. I like messing around online. You know, I post some stand-up clips, post some of those clips. I think next week when this comes out, when this drops, I'll actually be in Dubai. I'm going to Dubai to do stand-up. I got hit up to go out there. So
are you doing, is that like a military gig or is it separate?
No, it's just a show.
Nice.
And so what I found out after I got there, because they do shows at this club called the Laughter Factory in Dubai. And then I found out I'll be there. It's going to be the Dubai it's going to be a comedy festival as well. Sick, it's going to be happening at the same time. So I think I'll join that and be a part of that as well. So
that's fucking dope.
Damn, son. Man. So it's just random. I was in Hawaii last week. You know what I mean? I was in Hawaii last week, and then I was in Alaska like 3 weeks ago. Then I went to Hawaii, and then now I'm going to Dubai. And it's just all from fucking making people laugh, man. That's why I love this shit. It's crazy.
Man. Glad you're doing so well, brother. And the fucking Helium special looks dope. Check out those clips. I'll be reposting them. Obviously, follow Corey Rodrigues on all the platforms. You got to check them out. And then where will I be? I might be in actually, I think I'm going to Vancouver next weekend. I'm working out there.
I was just in fucking Vancouver too.
Oh, you were doing a show? Yeah, a comic out there reached out to me to come do a show. I'm like, all right, so I'm trying to find other shows to do around it. So I'm going to text you afterward and figure out if there's any other heads I can hit up while I'm out there.
Well, shit, let me know. I'll go to Vancouver and see that dude because I just was on a ship that left. I was in a cruise ship that left Vancouver and we sailed to Hawaii. So I was on the ship with all these people from Vancouver. So I met all these dope ass people from Vancouver. So let me know. Let's talk later about that show. I might want to go out to Vancouver and do that show.
Hell yeah, brother.
Because I know some people will come out.
Fuck yeah, kid. So I got to get the details for that, but I'll post that on my Instagram. But thank you guys for listening to this little late night episode that we've recorded here. So fucking, what is it, 11 o'clock here, 10:30 here. It must be 2 o'clock in the morning by fucking Corey. Appreciate you doing this, brother. Good catching up, man.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, love you guys. Talk to you next week. Peace.
In the class of our own. All of the happenings now, I'm moving forward as I'm backing them down. Strange how your brother's off a nap in the pound. I gave no gaps, not even crack of a smile. Take a nap, respect the cap and the gown. I'm in the mountains trying to master the sound. Send a signal when I touch to the ground. It's all official, take a good look around. Well, they miss you when you're no longer found. I'm slinging solely off word of mouth, the word is out. Roll the farmer's joint and hold the crown. Agreeable women move with me and keep it 250s. Bring your friends, I got the crew with me. Whiskey shots get it poppin', I don't know stop though. Don't pass it without tapping the bottle. It's only fun if you make it tomorrow. I do this to the point of no return. Can I kick it? They look sore was dubs and pass the mic along. Slow dissolving like the body of Christ. I lose the moment I try taking your life. Imagine even trying to take your advice. Nothing suffice, I need nada. They're backstabbing for green dollar. Poor schemes, you seem novice.
I find it strange you put your faith in strangers. I'm who you run to when it come to favors, but duck when it's time to pay up. You shit on the ones that care for you over paper. In constant competition with niggas you chill with, but label haters, I don't even blame them. I live beyond resentment. Soon as you moving, they be acting different. They want success but always lack commitment. My journey's longer cause how I was brought up. Never ask nobody for nothing, you'll never owe them. Before you forgive them, remind yourself how they tried to get over. Take your issues and own them, apologetic to know as soon as I inhale the lavish aroma. My vision visit limits, passion persona. I swear I be zoning. My taste in women's exquisite, done had the baddest moaners. Enjoy every minute living until I can't recall it. Hidden scars from past opponents while they wear theirs like memorabilia from classic moments. Y'all was asking for it, I was getting to it. You waste your time complaining and never change shit. Lame shit, on the same shit. When you talking big game, know who you playing with. You talk about the ones you know to those you don't. Like they don't know you just a fucking joke. That shit the strangest. That shit the strangest. That shit the strangest. That shit the strangest. That shit the strangest.
Where's the broadcast, you bits?